Welcome to EWA's FIN-LYT podcast. EWA is a fee-only RIA based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We hope all listeners of this podcast will benefit as we deep dive into complex financial topics that we will make simplified for you. And we hope that this really serves as a catalyst so that you can make the best financial planning decisions for your family and also save time. All right, welcome everyone to this week's episode on FIN-LYT by EWA. We're talking about how to book some vacation using credit card points. So this is something we've helped a lot of clients with. A lot of clients that can afford to book travel. We talked about this many times that the best savers are the worst spenders. So it's almost hard to give yourself permission to go, even though like travel or vacations are really important. It's hard to give yourself permission to spend a lot to make that like an epic trip. So we found like if you're able to do a lot of it for free, typically, clients will take that vacation and do it the right way, even before retirement. And I think like the concept of mini retirement, especially with health improvements, and is more important than ever versus like go 100 miles an hour to suddenly zero. Studies have shown like you're dead in 2 years, typically if you do that. So we encourage travel as much as you can. Take many sabbaticals, many retirements, etc. But yeah. Chris, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think as wealthy as you are, I find a lot of people like love this because like everyone likes a deal and like win on it. So like you could be, very wealthy.
Yep.
But if you're getting a win on American Airlines or something, you're like, yeah, I'll do that, even though you could pay for the ticket just fine. But
I was reading about how much money the airline's biggest revenue is from selling these points to the credit card companies.
Interesting.
Biggest revenue stream. They sell these points in bulk. Yeah, it's a big thing I was reading last night. So when I read when I'm laying in bed.
Well, yeah, because if you look at the deal, like if you buy the points outright, like there's always these advertisements. Like you can,
it's crazy.
It's like the worst deal if you buy the points.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people get caught with that. But
all right, so high level, what we recommend to do is for someone that has, typically recommend have one or two credit cards you use. We recommend reverse budgeting, set up two checking accounts, one for fixed, one for variable expenses, and then just keep yourself disciplined. The fixed account, covers your mortgage, it covers your savings, like 529 plans, Roth IRAs, all that kind of stuff, and then the variable. So, we recommend to have, Chase Sapphire Reserve. It's one of our favorite. Chase Sapphire Preferred's great for just like your day-to-day. Chris has. I have it too, Chase Sapphire Reserve card. But anyways.
No, he doesn't have it.
Didn't you downgrade to
I did, yeah.
Yes, I said preferred, right?
You said reserve.
Reserve and preferred. Maybe it's not what I say, it's what I mean. But anyways, so but then the concept of this is we recommend to, if you have a big expense coming up where you can earn a ton of points, is if you earn the sign-on bonuses. And a couple things people don't know is when you open and close credit cards, it has no effect on your credit score long term. It does in the short term, but if you're not buying a house or a car in the next 6 months, it's really not going to matter. So you can get some of these sign-on bonuses and you can literally, save. I've saved upwards of, 30, 40, like 50 grand on some vacations. I never would have paid, that much money on any vacation, but that's what it would have cost for me to fly first class, stay in like nice hotels, all free using points. And I've done that by getting bonuses from different credit cards and kind of knowing the game. So Jameson, I know you booked a somewhere in Mexico with your fiance last year. So walk us through that real quick. And then Jameson's doing a big Italy trip, probably to the extent of like a $30,000 trip. Probably he'll do it for like under $2,000. So
the trip we did, it was in Cancun, and I mapped out what it would have cost out of pocket, and it would have been like $12,000, but we paid maybe $50 because so what we did is Juliana had through Southwest called the Companion Pass. You can buy one ticket and fly for free, or somebody else can fly for free with you. But we bought that ticket with points with Southwest.
That was free.
Yeah.
And they charge you like $5 in fees.
Yeah, that was part of the out of pocket.
Part of the $50.
It's $5.60, I think, was the. But where we really made out was with the Hyatt points. So I opened the Chase Inc. card and I had a bunch of points from the Sapphire Preferred or the Reserve, because that's just my day-to-day spend. And you can go on the Hyatt, the points calendar, to see, like they have usually the points like per night. So you can see like what range of like during the time of year, like how much does it cost for you? And the room that we got, I think it was 50,000 points per night. But if you would have booked out of pocket, it was like 1,600 a night. So like just by going through the steps of seeing like where can we get the most redemption value for the points, like you could spend that. I think the total cost was like maybe 300,000 points, but you could redeem those for $2,000 or you could redeem it for $12,000 depending on how you use the points.
Absolutely.
So it took a little bit of legwork, but it was definitely well worth it in the long run. So
that's awesome. So $12,000 trip for free. It's all inclusive. Didn't have a worry in the world. Got there for free, stayed there for free, ate for free.
It was awesome. Yeah, we were it was a newer, like all inclusive, and there were a lot of like older people there kinda. And we were probably like the youngest there, and people were kind of looking at us like they're like, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
They assumed we were on a honeymoon or something, and
it's just a casual vacation.
And you could just see the look in their eyes, like they went from being curious to being kind of pissed off because we were like, yeah, we didn't pay a dime for this. This was all free. And they were like, out of pocket thousands of dollars. And it was kind of nice to be able to have those conversations. But so
that's funny. Did you get anyone's card? Say if you let us handle your financial plan, we could show you how to do this.
No, I think I forgot that part.
Sorry.
We're making a pivot into the travel agent business.
Yep.
All right, Jameson. So you're doing Italy this year, right?
September, yeah. So basically, so I pay my taxes on cards.
And we'll talk about that. Does that cost anything?
It's 1.75%
okay
fee.
So if you throw 30,000 on there, it's like $500. Some I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, a couple $100.
Ish.
So British Airways card, spend 30,000. Well, if you open it and spend 5,000, I believe you get 75,000 Avios, which is their version of points. And then if you spend 30,000 every year, you get a companion pass. So I had done that last year, not used it. So I had the companion pass, and I had 120,000 Avios maybe. And then actually just yesterday I made a tax payment on, I realized I was a little bit short on the Avios. I need like 200,000 to book the flight. So I got a Capital One Venture X $95 annual fee. Spend $4,000 on it. You get 100, I think the deal was 190 or 100,000, 100,000 points, which transfers directly to British Airways. So use the Capital One points transfer, book the British Airways business class flight for free with the points from Pittsburgh to London, London to Florence. Companion pass, someone travels with me. You pay the fees, which are like, I don't know, $500 or something.
Yeah, I think it's $700.
$700.
But I mean, otherwise, these flights cost like $20,000.
I think they were like six or $7,000 each, so it would have been
each way
$15,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, I opened, did what you did.
Real quick, because these are business flight, business that
business
you like
class.
literally, they go into beds, they fold into beds, which is, you're traveling overseas that far, 6, 7, 8, 10 hour, whatever. It's a game changer.
Yeah. I've never done it. This has been my first time.
Yeah.
And then I did what Chris did. I got the Chase Business. I've done all of the Chase Business cards, but recently got one to get some Chase points. So we have between both of us have a couple hundred, maybe 200,000 or 300,000 Chase points. So use Southwest or the British Airways to get over there, and then we're just going to book Hyatt hotels the whole way. And so with Hyatt, you can get between 20 and 30,000 points a night. Transfers direct from Chase to Hyatt. That can be like $1,000 room.
Yeah, you can book a Park Hyatt for 35,000 points.
Yeah, so with 300,000 points, that's 10 nights. That would cost you
$10,000 easily.
Yeah, easily $10,000.
Yeah, so you're gonna book
probably $25,000-$30,000.
So let's say for the British Airway fees, the taxes you paid $2,000. Let's say you spend $2,000 over there on food and going out. So under $5,000 for probably a $35,000 vacation.
Yeah,
not bad.
First trip to Europe, so.
And you're in your 20s. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nuts. But yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, bottom line is in the context of a financial plan, if you have high income, high cash flow, a lot of even if you're a W-2 physician, I mean, a lot of time your bonuses get under withheld. So instead of like, we can help you put taxes on a credit card to book these flights. We can do, big expenses. If you have a big project, like redoing your backyard or something, a lot of times contractors will let you put money on the project on a credit card. A lot of times they'll charge you a fee of, 2 or 3% because credit cards do take their cut. So we recommend only pay extra on the credit card if you're earning a bonus. Other than that, just stay disciplined and do the day-to-day. And just do one or two, have one credit card that you're doing day-to-day, and then open up one or two a year to knock out your big vacations for free. But, I looking back, there was one year I opened up like 20 credit cards, and it was, I spent like an hour every Sunday morning doing it, but it was a lot. I mean, I had it, I would say I was like in the top 1% of like nerdy, analytical, talking to my buddy who like started a business just doing this called 10xtravel.com. He's like the mastermind behind all this and taught me how to do it all. But like, it can become like an obsession for sure. And I think that got to the point where it was like awesome because I had accumulated like a couple million points in 1 year and really didn't have to come out of pocket for it. Because at that point you could even you could use gift card. You could buy money gift cards and then unload the money gift cards on the credit. So you didn't have to spend your own money. It was like that was the golden age, we call it, of doing credit card hacking. That's over. So now you have to do it through typical, day-to-day spend. So our biggest ways, hit the bonus with big purchases, hit the bonuses with tax payments. There are websites you can pay your mortgage, you can pay car payments through Plastic with a Q. Yeah. That's going to charge you that 2 or 3% fee though. So there's ways to do that. But if you're earning these big trips, it's worth it. But if Jameson, if you were just spending $2,000 worth of fees for taxes and you were just doing normal earning, that wouldn't have been worth it. But if you're going towards the bonuses and saving these, and typically we find points go the most international first class or business class travel. That's the biggest bang for the buck. Typically it's like 100,000 points equal $1,000 worth of redemption. But I've used 100,000 points to save $10,000 worth of, but that's on first class international flights. Or certain hotel brands. So like Hilton, not a good way to spend points. Something like the 150,000 points for a nice hotel. Whereas like a Hyatt, you can get it for like 35,000. Yeah. So you have to know the game a little bit as well. So in general, I'd say Chase Sapphire, British Airways is good if you want to do an international trip. But there's not a lot of juice if all you're doing is traveling domestically. I'd say Southwest Companion Pass is a good route to go, but a lot of people don't like Southwest.
And like the Chase points for like a flight is like not good. Usually not a good deal.
Yeah.
Even like transferring Chase to Southwest is like not good.
So if you're just doing domestic travel, probably, and you're high income earner, probably not worth the time to go overly into this. But if you like want to do a big international trip once a year, yeah, you can knock out $20,000 to $30,000 savings per year.
What goes to what points go to Delta? Because Delta points, I think, generally are fairly decent. Is there any points that go to Delta?
Delta's okay. Yeah, Delta's a great airline, but because they're a great airline, it's they're a little bit more stingy with how their points work. It takes like some of the, like for example, I went to Italy and I wanted to come home. It was like 100,000 points for a business flight, I think. But like,
you flew Delta?
Delta, no, that was British Airways, but Delta, I've seen it like 600,000 points to go first class international. So they're just like a premium brand. And British Airways is nice. Wi-Fi was a little spotty on the way home, but yeah, you wouldn't have that at Delta. But so American Express go to Delta. Delta has its own cards as well. I think they're a membership of some of the Alliance programs as well. That gets a little bit more complicated. But you can there are resources through like 10x Travel you can go to help book flights. There's other resources online to find as well.
So. Worst thing you can do if you open up the Chase app, like the first thing will come up, it'll say like that Chase pay yourself back.
Oh yeah.
You'll have like $100,000 points, and it'll say you have $1,000. Yeah. So or you could use that 100,000, get a lot
to save 12,000 like you did, or save 25,000 like you did. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, we do this kind of service only for existing clients. So if you're an existing client, you're looking at booking a big travel and haven't told us because you're afraid to say, hey, I want to spend this much money on it, we'll help you do it generally for a much lower cost. Or if you're a new person interested in this and want an overall financial plan, we're happy to chat and help you out. Yeah. So thanks for joining. We'll catch you next week. thanks for tuning in to our podcast. Hopefully you found this helpful. Really hope this is as beneficial and impactful to as many people across the nation as possible. So hit the follow button. Make sure to rate the podcast, and please share with any friends or family members that would also find this beneficial. Thank you very much.